It's been 50 years since the Portage la Prairie residential school ceased operations. From 1891 to 1975, Indigenous children from across Manitoba entered its doors on the promise of an education, but they left with trauma and a loss of their culture. Now, half a century later, several dozen survivors gathered to commemorate its closure and a new life as a museum and National Historic Site. Portage residential school survivor Jennifer Wood was grateful to be surrounded by her former peers, many she hasn't seen since leaving the school. She says it was community with fellow students that made all the difference.
There were many times in the dorms, especially the Sundays were the loneliest days here. Everyone was lonely. Everyone was in their dorm crying. And I'd always go up and talk to them and say, let's go outside, let's go for a walk.
The National Center for Truth and Reconciliation has identified 5 children who died while attending the genocidal institution. 15-year-old Bernadette Hart of Norway House Cree Nation was one of them. She is now memorialized in a plaque that will hang in its halls. Margaret Swan spoke on behalf of the Southern Chiefs organization. While she didn't attend Portage Residential School, she says she could relate as a day school survivor.
To kill the Indian in the child. That was the intent of all levels of government when they came onto Turtle Island. They wanted to kill us off, steal our lands and resources, but they couldn't do it because our ancestors were brilliant.
The morning closed off with a song by the school's former glee club and other survivors.
Blue lake and rocky shore, I will return once more.
Wood says keeping the day positive is important for healing. She hopes in another 50 years, new generations will continue commemorating the story of the Portage la Prairie residential school survivors.
I hope that we see all kinds of buildings and institutions talking about residential school. I hope that when you walk out of the airport from an airplane that you see it fully in the airport. This is the home of the residential school survivors who survived all these schools in Manitoba, and that goes straight across the country. That's what I'd like to see.
Sav Jonesa, APTN National News, Winnipeg.